Let's continue with our discussion related to regular expression. So in the previous video, we talked about how to create a function called as find pattern with all these functionalities wherein it should supposed to find a pattern using a function research. And if it finds a match, then it should give an output string. For instance, here we got an output string fox because it found a match here, right? And if not, which it should tell like pattern not found. Okay, so we executed this function for a text: the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, and we found the fox is there, right? So that is one thing. And I also felt going further ahead, what if like if you want to find out how many times the word fox is there in a given text, or how many times any other word is there in a given text. So for that, we could create. It's almost similar to the activities what we have done in the previous video, but there is a new function which we are supposed to learn. That is re.findall function. So it basically throws up all the non-occurring patterns. Okay, so let us see like how this is going to help in solving our problem with respect to finding number of times the word is occurring. So I'll just do a markdown here, and what are we trying to do? To find how many times the word or string is appearing in a given text. So I'll make it as a markdown. So it is simple. So if you want to create a function again, we just need to modify the previous function a little bit. So here is the thing, what we are going to change it. So we are creating a find pattern, and it is going to have a function search to find a pattern, match it with the text, and if there is a match, okay, the following functions has to be performed. So it should give us a string, right? Result.group. So I have shown in the previous video the function of result.group. We can just go back and check it out, and assigning it to match text. So next thing is what we want to see, like how many times the word is occurring, right? So for that, the important function is re.findall. So in the re.findall, we need to put a parenthesis and pattern, comma, text. And if it is occurring number of times, how many times it is occurring? The length of the occurrence, the times, how many times it is occurring. And I can assign this to count. Right. So if it is matching, it has to return matched text, comma, count, right? If it is not matching, it should return pattern not found and 0. So let us see now whether this function works or not. For this, I'm typing a text here. Text is, this is an example, and example is a good way to learn example, and I give a pattern to be found is example, right? So yeah, so I will type a function what we created, pattern, and pattern text pattern and pattern and I'll give it as a result, assign it to a result, and let us print and see whether it shows whether example is there or not. result. Okay, cool. That is it. So it's a cool way of finding if the word is there, how many times it is occurring. So I can put 1 here, for example. It will just give output pattern is not found. And I can also, I think this should be a case sensitive now. Yes, it is a case sensitive because we used flags here, right? So it's a very useful function which you will be using in your text analytics. So you should get hold of this function, re.findall. So maybe in our next video, what we can do is that we can see how many times a word is occurring in a web page. Something interesting, right? So let us watch in our next video about it. Thanks. Yeah.